Hello and welcome to Courts Today by Live Law. I am your host Urvashi Chauhan, here to keep you informed with the latest and most important updates from the legal world. As always, we will first cover the top headlines followed by an in-depth look at each update. In the Delhi air pollution matter, the Supreme Court has expressed dissatisfaction with enforcement of ban on trucks and has appointed 13 lawyers to inspect the entry points. The top court has issued notice on Asaram Bapu's plea for suspension of life sentence in a rape case in Gujarat. The Supreme Court has rejected Punjab government's request to access witness statements before Enquiry committee on the security lapses during Prime Minister's visit. The Apex Court has reserved order on the challenge to inclusion of words Socialist and Secular in the Preamble, and it refused reference to a larger bench. The Calcutta High Court has called for a report on whether Government Counsel can appear for accused in criminal cases registered by the state. The top court has stayed High Court's direction to initiate disqualification proceedings against Himachal Pradesh MLAs appointed as Parliamentary Secretaries. The Delhi High Court has asked authorities to remove illegal activities at Chandni Chowk redevelopment project area. Starting with an update on the Delhi air pollution matter, which was today heard by a bench of Justices Abhay S. Oak and Augustine George Massey. The Amicus Curiae senior advocate Aparajita Singh proposed to constitute a committee comprising of former judges to monitor implementation of the measures to reduce stubble burning, which contributes to air pollution in the Delhi NCR. But Additional Solicitor General Aishwarya Bhati stoutly opposed the suggestion, saying that the Centre and the Commission for Air Quality Management was taking the adequate steps. She said that there was no need to create any more tiers and for application of judicial mind, as the top court was already monitoring the matter. The Amicus Curiae and senior advocate Gopal Sankaranarayan, appearing for one of the petitioners, today flagged that the data on burnt areas are increasing in states like Punjab and Haryana, contrary to the data of the Commission. But this was rebutted by the Additional Solicitor General. As per the GRAP 4 restrictions imposed by the Commission, the entry of trucks is prohibited to Delhi NCR to combat air pollution. But the court today expressed concerns about the lack of effective mechanism to check the entry of trucks. While the amicus pointed out that there were 113 total entry points in Delhi, the Counsel for Delhi government stated that vigil was maintained primarily only at 13 major entry points. This means that 100 other entry points are unmonitored. Thus, the court has now appointed 13 members of the bar as court commissioners to visit the entry points and verify whether entry of trucks is being stopped or not. Justice Oak also expressed that subject to the approval of the CJI, the court could separately hear the issue of stubble burning and measures to be taken entirely for a day. Let me tell you, the court today also heard an application filed by parents from underprivileged communities challenging the government's decision to suspend physical classes for students. Senior advocate Menaka Guruswamy, appearing for them, argued that many underprivileged children lack access to air purifiers, online learning devices, or proper learning environments at home. She highlighted that midday meals are a vital incentive for these students and noted that schools offer a secure environment that enables working-class parents to continue working. The court stated that it would review the pollution situation on Monday to determine whether restrictions can be eased or not. Stay tuned. In the next update, the Supreme Court has today issued notice to Gujarat government in a special leave petition filed by self-styled godman Asaram Bapu for suspension of the life sentence granted in a 2013 rape case. He was convicted by a sessions court for raping his female disciple multiple times at his Ahmedabad-based ashram and sentenced him to life imprisonment. He had approached the Gujarat High Court with an application seeking suspension of sentence, but the same was rejected in August this year. Today, his counsel, Senior Advocate Dama Seshadri Naidu, submitted that Asaram is 86 years old and that his medical report issued by AIIMS and other hospitals explains his condition. Naidu informed the court that Asaram had suffered 2 heart attacks so far and has 3 heart blockages, and that he had been advised by the doctors, especially in winter, to stay in temperature-controlled room. He had also refused allopathic treatment but accepted homeopathic treatment. The bench of Justices M.M. Saundaresh and Arvind Kumar has issued notice and agreed to consider the matter. If you remember, the Supreme Court in March had in fact dismissed Bapu's plea challenging the order of Rajasthan High Court in respect to conviction in another rape case. The court had clarified that Asaram would be at liberty to approach the High Court to seek treatment at an Ayurvedic hospital. Following this, he approached the Rajasthan High Court, which allowed him to get Ayurvedic treatment in police custody. The Supreme Court today rejected a request made by the Punjab government to access copy of the statements made by witnesses before the Justice Indu Malhotra committee. This committee had inquired into the security lapses which occurred during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's travel to Punjab in January 2022. The security lapse had occurred when a group of protesters who were agitating against the farm laws blocked the PM's cavalcade when he was travelling by road from Bathinda to the National Martyrs Memorial in Hussainiwala. Back then, the top court had appointed former Supreme Court Judge Justice Indu Malhotra to head a committee to inquire into the security lapses. In the report submitted to the court, the committee found lapses on the part of the Punjab police. The state government now had sought to access the statements to conduct inquiry against the officers who were liable for the security lapses. The bench of Justices Suryakant and Ujjal Bhuya, however, denied the request and observed that the state can conduct its inquiry independently without the aid of the witness statements before the inquiry committee. In the next update, the Supreme Court has today reserved orders on a batch of petitions which challenge inclusion of the words socialist and secular in the preamble of our constitution. These were included by the 42nd Amendment passed in the year 1976. The petitions have been filed by Balram Singh, senior BJP leader Dr. Subramanian Swamy, and advocate Ashwini Kumar Upadhyay. A bench comprising Chief Justice of India Sanjeev Khanna and Justice Sanjay Kumar, which heard the matter, refused the petitioner's plea to refer the matter to a larger bench. Advocate Vishnu Shankar Jain, representing one of the petitioners, referred to a recent Supreme Court judgment where the majority, led by the former CJI, had moved away from earlier socialist interpretations by Justices Krishna Iyer and Chinnappa Reddy. In response, CJI Sanjeev Khanna clarified that in India, socialism is understood as creating a welfare state which ensures equality of opportunity and does not oppose the thriving private sector. He also highlighted that secularism is part of Constitution's basic structure as established in the S.R. Bommai case. Jain further argued that adding socialist and secular to the preamble during the emergency in 1976 was done without public consultation and imposed specific ideologies on the people. He questioned how the preamble with a fixed date could be amended later and urged for a detailed hearing by a larger bench. However, the CJI rejected the request, stating that amendments to the preamble are valid under Article 368 of the Constitution. Advocate Ashwini Upadhyay then stated that he was not against socialism or secularism but opposed their illegal inclusion in the preamble. Dr. Subramanian Swamy, appearing in person, supported this, pointing out that even post-emergency parliament led by the Janata Party had approved the amendment but suggested that these words could have been added as a separate paragraph rather than being part of the original 1949 adoption. CJI Khanna emphasized that the preamble is an integral part of the Constitution and cannot be treated separately. The court will be passing an order on Monday now, and stay tuned with us. The Calcutta High Court has called for a report from the legal remembrance of the West Bengal government on whether Government Retainer Counsel can be allowed to appear for accused in criminal cases registered by the state. Justice Tirthankar Ghosh was hearing a plea by BJP leader Arjun Singh and expressed strong disapproval of government retainers appearing for accused individuals in criminal cases registered by the state. The court emphasized the need for discipline and loyalty towards the state or central government. The court directed the LR to submit a report on whether such retainers are permitted to represent accused persons and, if allowed, to provide reasons for any special permissions granted. It stressed that criminal cases involve sensitive material impacting investigations, which should be handled by state-appointed counsel. The court reiterated that retainers cannot accept private cases once they hold such positions, as this is a well-established principle. The appointing authority in West Bengal was also instructed to report on the guidelines followed for appointing retainer counsel. The court expressed concern, stating that allowing such practices could harm the state's interest and listed the matter for future hearing. The Supreme Court has today issued notice on an SLP filed by State of Himachal Pradesh against a judgment of the Himachal High Court, which had nullified a 2006 state law. This law had permitted the state government to appoint MLAs as Parliamentary Secretaries. A bench comprising Chief Justice of India Sanjeev Khanna and Justice P.V. Sanjay Kumar also stayed the High Court's direction till the next date of hearing to initiate disqualification proceedings against the MLAs who were appointed as Parliamentary Secretaries. The High Court had held that such appointment would amount to offices of profit, rendering the legislatures liable to be disqualified. The bench has granted 2 weeks' time to the respondents to file their counter affidavits and also to the state to file its rejoinder. And lastly, the Delhi High Court has today directed the city authorities to remove deficiencies and illegal activities at the Chandni Chowk redevelopment project and surrounding areas. A division bench comprising of Chief Justice Manmohan and Justice Tushar Rao Gadela was dealing with a PIL filed by Chandni Chowk Sarv Vyapar Mandal, seeking directions on the city authorities to ensure that all the damage and illegal activities in the area is removed in a time-bound manner. The court observed that the illegal activities in the area must attend to and be removed by the MCD and Delhi Police in accordance with law as expeditiously as possible. Senior advocate Sanjeev Rali, appearing for the petitioner organization, submitted that the area of Chandni Chowk redevelopment project is totally neglected by the authorities, including the MCD, Delhi Police and Traffic Police. He said that the state of affairs was causing inconvenience to the public at large, especially residents, those who visit Chandni Chowk as well as those who are working there. He also submitted that drug addicts and vagabonds have started assembling at the main Chandni Chowk road and that the maintenance agency's contract has expired without any arrangement. Calling it shocking state of affairs, the bench questioned the maintenance of the area by the authorities. It has directed the MCD, the Public Works Department, Delhi Police and Traffic Police to file their status report in the matter within 2 weeks. The court also summoned the concerned DCP as well as the DC of the area to remain personally present on 9th January, that is the next date of hearing. For more details on the cases that I mentioned, you can visit our website at www.livelaw.in. Stay ahead with quick legal updates only on Live Law. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. You can support us by donating through the thanks button at the bottom of our videos or by becoming a member for just 89 rupees per month.